I'm live. It's finally working. Hello, welcome in. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties on my end. Hopefully I'm actually live right now. Looks like it on here. Okay. Yes. So, oops. Echoing. Just double checking on my touchpad that I am actually online and I'm here. So, for anyone that is watching this later, thank you so much for coming in. I'm going to try and make sure I adjust this to where you can actually see what I'm doing. I am going to be potting up a bunch of these petunias that are just like I should have done this weeks ago, and I didn't have time, and I was so freezing cold. I wasn't able to go out and actually get my soil blocks started. So here are my soil blocks. They are ready to go, and I am just going to start potting them up. I have a lot of soil blocks here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows of 3. So 7 times 3 is 21. And that's 21 sections of 20 soil blocks. So that's 21 times 20. So what? That's like what? 240 some, and then I have more in the end, so 264 or something like that. I don't know. Wasn't planning on doing math off the top of my head live, so anyways, okay, so I'm just gonna get the camera set up a little bit better so I can see this. It's gonna be awkward I gotta be able to try and type if I have to, but I will put you guys back a little bit farther. I'm gonna try and angle the camera down a bit. So yeah, you can see me and what I'm doing, and I got reposition. Hi buddy. How's that going? Huh? You wanna come up here? You come up here? Yeah, there you go. Show your cute little self. Okay, so I'm going to start with the tape. I got a label. Label. Always labeling everything. And I think I'm going to go in just blocks like this all the way across with the colors that I'm doing. I have 5 different types of petunias that I have started from seed. I have no idea how many I have altogether, but we shall find out today. Okay. Oh no. So I just used this yellow duct tape. Put it along the edge of my tray like that. Fold it in half to make it a little bit heavier and thicker. Hi, buddy. Okay. And I'm going to start off with my dark purple. It's a little too. Is it a little too long? You can see my head, but I'm going to be leaning forward when I do this. I'm going to be starting with my. We'll open it a little. There we go. Dark purple petunias. I collected these seeds off of my neighbor's plant. And so I'm not sure 100% what I'll get. But I'm excited to see. So, okay, buddy. I know it's so tempting. I need you to go up and chew on your bone. Okay? There we go. There you go. Num num num. Alright, so first off I have my purple petunias. Make sure I can reach that. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to very carefully. Hi, buddy. I know, but you can't be up here. Yeah, I know. You smell dirt and soil, and it smells so exciting. I know. It is exciting. You're going to have so much fun this summer outside in the garden, terrorizing my garden. So I'm using this handy little knitting tool. I'm just going to go in and kind of gently scoop this whole little clump out of my container here. And then I will separate it all. Okay, so this one here is separate. These ones are getting really big. Like, oh yeah. Some of these I should probably just be putting straight into the 2-inch blocks, but that's not happening because I'm running out of room under my grow lights already. And I just started tomatoes this morning. So hopefully the weather starts cooperating and I can get all of my cool flowers outside where they're supposed to be. Okay, we don't need you sniffing all the petunias, buddy. All right. Hey, good morning, Bare Bones Living. How are you guys doing this morning? Hopefully you're getting some of your plantings done and get stuff started. I think we're coming into the season that no matter what zone you're in, you are going to be starting tomatoes and stuff. Buddy, come on. This is not edible. It's not like the cilantro that you could actually get into, okay? No. No. Actually, yeah, some of these are a little bit big. I don't know. They're not going to go into the soil blocks too easily, I don't think. We shall see. I was way too slow on this. Okay, honey. No. You can't have you doing that. Okay? You need to go night-night. Don't you dare eat my petunias. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Hey! Stay down. Don't make me get the spray bottle. Oh my God, these are enormous. Some of these are really, really big. I might just actually put them back, the big ones, I might just put back in this container. Okay. You were like almost sleeping a minute ago. Get down. Yes, sir? I'll spray you. Yes, I'll get the spray bottle. I will. Don't think I won't. Hey! Hey, G-Mama. Yeah, okay. No. Play with your toys. So a few of these, if they're really big, I'm going to be putting... Okay, I'm going to have to get the spray bottle. I didn't want to have to do it, but I'm going to have to get the spray bottle. You left me no choice. You've left me no choice. Think what this means, okay? Think what this means. It means no eating the Petunias. Oh my God. And he was like so calm. He was asleep on my lap. I thought, oh, this would be the perfect time because he was so good last time. Don't lick the spray bottle. No. That. Okay. So we are going to just ignore him as best we can. Oh gosh. You're a little pill. Mm-hmm. You're a pill. Nope. And see, I would like to do this at the dining table, but oh my God. I can't do it at the dining table because the Wi-Fi in there is so sketchy that it will keep dying on me like it did last time. So, okay, so these larger ones are actually just going to go right back and stay in this container. This one's actually starting to get a flower on it. That's crazy. So some of these ones, I'm going to try and get them in the soil blocks. If they're too big for the soil blocks, they'll go back in here. But I do have a few small ones. So I didn't have very many seeds from this one because I only got it from her like planter on the front. And it only had what it had. Can you stay down, please? Thank you. It's not edible, okay? Yeah, I enjoyed the cilantro the other day. A little too much in my grow off video. So if you want to see him eating cilantro, you got to go check out. If you haven't watched my grow off video, go check out my grow off video. I'm pretty proud of it. It turned out really, really well. It was a lot of work. Go. All right. So, oh my gosh, these other guys are just. Fortunately, the rest of them aren't this big. These are the ones that got the biggest. I don't know why. Like maybe they just like this container better, or maybe it got a bit more of the fertilizer, or it got a bit warmer. Your dog looks like I'm trying to learn. He is a little pill. He's only 4 months old though, so I mean, I don't know. What do you expect, right? So, what seedlings are you going to be separating today? I have a lot of seedlings separating today. What seedlings? Flowers, veggies. I just potted up all of my tomatoes. I mean, not potted up. Started my seeds on my tomatoes. I have that video will be coming out when I edit it. So, and he was so good while I did that one. He wasn't bothering me at all. So I thought, oh, you know what? I'll just go live while I do this. It'll be fine. Should have known better. Should have known better. Little pesky Pete. Ah, they're so hard to stick in. Your cold crops. So like your brassicas and your greens. Yeah, I separated my lettuce. I did a live when I did my lettuce last week, and I'm hoping that we're starting to see some temperatures where I can actually start hardening it off and get it outside. I have these like giant plastic containers that I'm using for my winter sowing containers this year, the big water jug containers. So I'm thinking if I get a few more of those, I'll just cut the bottoms off and I can use that like as a cloche. And then I can get all of my greens outside. So I'm going to have to start hardening off some of those. And I do have a cold frame up in the attic that I'm thinking about getting out. I'm trying to find a place. The problem is I don't have anywhere to set it up on the deck. But if I set that up, then I can get my, my pansies started out and everything too, right? So I think last year I planted all my cool flowers and my pansies out in the garden on April 11th. So that's coming soon. So I do need to start hardening them off, getting used to the sun and the wind and all of that. They do have a fan on them quite a bit, but definitely not the same as our super, super windy streets. You still have to start your tomatoes and peppers. My peppers I started back in January because they're just such a slow grower. And what I like to do with them is I like to, are we gonna go night nights now? Good boy. What I like to do with them is when I prune them, and some of them are getting close to getting pruned, then I just take what's been pruned off. I like to let them get pretty big before I prune them, and then whatever gets pruned off, then I just start those in soil as well. So I can kind of double my peppers that way. So that's worked well for me in the past. So these guys are just too big to fit in these soil blocks. So they're going to go in here and get nice and big. Maybe I'll use these in my planters out front. So I'm trying to decide how I want to do my front planter this year. I'm growing some canna lilies that I will probably put in it. And they're doing really good. So I think I'll put they're the smaller ones, so I'll probably put 3 of those in the middle of my big urn in the front. And then I will go and add a few things around it. Probably the Tickle pink climbing petunias I did last year did amazing in there. And they overpowered the others. So I had done 2 or 3 Tickle pinks, and then I had done like a purple wave and a white wave. And then what's it called? Sweet potato vine. And honestly, the sweet potato vine was just like, you couldn't even tell it was there until like later in the season. So it did not do great competing with it. So I don't think I'll do anything else besides just, I won't put as many petunias in. It was way too many. Hey, Nicole Pikachu, welcome in. I'm going to peek at you, huh? But yeah, my tomatoes I started today because I'm close to, well, tomorrow, on Monday, whatever, is week 14. And last date is week 19. So we're in there. We are getting there. Yay. Okay, so next up, so I only have that one square for the dark purple petunias. That's it. So I'm going to start going this way with the rest of them, and then I have those 2 extra squares at the top there that might end up getting. Okay, I'm going to go with the pink petunia in the next set up because I don't have as many of those. These I have a bazillion of. These ones are these ones, so we shall see. I'm just thinking out loud. So, Miss Nicole, are you anything going on with your garden today? Any seedlings you're starting or planting out in the garden? What's everyone's weather like? We are pretty cold here. Okay, Google, what's the temperature outside? 39. We are currently 39 degrees. So this one here is going to be the dark purple. I'm going to put, I think, the pink here because I don't have a ton of it. Where did I put the, oh, here we go. Label, label, label. You will not regret. So sorry, too much going on this morning. My son is here visiting and they just got up. No problem. Nicole Smith coming in. Sunny. Yay. We are sunny and 43 today, I guess. So not too bad. It's better than it was last week. We had snow yesterday. We had hail, and oh my gosh, it's been miserable. Yes, I'm planting some more beans today. Yay! I was talking to Nicole Pikachu, and Nicole Smith just butted right in. No worries. 39 is too cold. Yeah, it is too cold. So we have 2 Nicoles in the chat today. And actually, I wasn't sure if it was the same one. You just logged in on the wrong account because I've done that before. Same weather for me in Chicago. Oh, Chicago. Okay, cool. Do you follow Slava Kitchen Garden Therapy? She's in Chicago as well. And she's got, I cannot believe how much she has growing outside already, because she has some cold frames, and she's been using her harvest cloth and her greens. Like, she has like a full-on food forest going already out there. I watched her video this morning. It was very impressive. So I'm just going to put a little hole in the top of these, and then what I do is when I get them out of here, I loosen them up with this tool, and I make sure the soil's really wet. It's really, really wet. I just watered it really, really wet today. And then I just kind of take it and I get it close to the top of the soil block, and I just kind of smoosh it in. And sometimes I just completely destroy the shape of the soil block, but it's fine because once the roots take over, it does just fine. Oh God, Nicole. You read your temps in Celsius. I'm supposed to because I'm in Canada, but I'm an American in Canada, and I still only think in Celsius. But I do know roughly the conversion. So even in Celsius, what's your temperature there, Nicole Pikachu? So yeah, I just use this little tool, the metal part, and I just try and stick it down inside the soil block like that. Kind of tiny and buried in here. Your mom does all the gardening. Oh, now you can help her out. You can help her out. Or does she not like the help? I know sometimes I like the idea of the help, and then you get help and they do it all wrong, and it's like, I could have just done it myself. I think that's a typical mom thing to do, though. Hey, Ram, how's it going? Are you guys getting any warmer over there, or are you still stuck in this cold snap? Hoping to see some warmer temperatures coming this week and get some of my greens outside. So I did do my winter sowing last weekend? Saturday? No, I don't know. I did it this week sometime. The video will be going up tomorrow morning. Finally got it edited yesterday. And so hopefully I'll start to see a few things going in there. I found my kohlrabi seeds I need to add. And I found one more. I found 2 packets of things that I want to go out into the winter sowing containers. I have 2 available. Still cold, stuck home, sick at the moment, so I will start planting seeds. Oh, I'm sorry that you're sick, but I'm glad at least you have some seeds to plant. Hey, FR Humphrey, I didn't even see you come in. My screen has scrolled up so far. How are you this morning? You're just potting up petunias. So these should have been done a long time ago because some of them got really big, and these should be a lot bigger by now. Like last year at this time, they were enormous, which is why I did them later this year, because they got way too big. Like they were like 2 feet long by the time I was planting them out. If you watch my video where I'm planting them, oh my gosh, they were out of control. And I didn't really have the heart to prune them back because they were all blooming and flowering and they were beautiful. So I did wait on starting them this year a little bit because they were too big, and then I waited on potting them up. So they're way, way behind from last year. So I'm hoping but they have put on quite a bit of growth just this last week. Especially like these ones here, they just got enormous. That I don't know what's in there. So hopefully once they get into these larger containers here, I'm going to give them a bit of fertilizer, and they'll just go. They're going to go banana pants, as Miss Nicole would say. So then once I'm done with getting these out, I actually will have this container available that I could start some seeds in. So I'm going to look and see what seeds I have that I want to start that are super, super tiny. Maybe my amaranth, because sometimes those tiny, tiny seeds are so hard, even in the soil blocks. They just kind of go all over the place, and then I destroy the soil blocks getting them out. And I'd rather just do this where I broadcast it and then pot it up into the soil blocks as they get a little bit bigger. And I'm trying to be very, very careful with them, but I don't think I lost any of the pansies that I transplanted, so it does seem to work. Do I see any more green in there? I do not. So it's not even a full section of 20. So I have, what, 3 rows? And that one looks kind of meh. So I have about 21 of the pink petunias, which is still a lot. Like, it's still a lot of petunias. And they just look really tiny right now. So the next one's up. I'm just going to put in this container, and that is the white petunias. And I didn't start as many of the seeds for the white petunias this year, and they didn't come up as much. Last year they did fine outside in the garden, but I noticed they really, really, really attracted aphids, like way worse than any of my other petunias. So I was like, I don't know, but I do like the pop of white. So I did seed them, but they just haven't taken off like the other ones have. Everyone's saying hello to everybody else. Banana Pants. Oh yeah, and go check out Nicole Smith Gardening just released her new potager video this morning. She's down in Texas, like, zone 25 or whatever, and she's potting out, like planting out stuff in the garden. Which it was probably a good idea not to plant out this one's close to the edge, so I'm gonna put over here. This could go purple or white. I'm not sure which one this one is. That's the one problem when you broadcast the seeds like this and they're so tiny. Sometimes you go to water them and stuff, they can kind of drift. They can drift around, so just tucking these in. Hey, Nino and Lo, how are you guys doing this morning? How are your winter sowing containers? I saw that you had those out. Going good? I haven't even checked on mine. I did them last week, but I think it's far too early to expect anything to be happening out there, especially when it's been so stinking cold. These are really pretty little Petunias. So I think they're going to be super happy once they get going. I keep them over here to the side like this, and then I will have room here if I need for other seeds that I need to start. I have, like, it's pretty much ready for the rest of my annuals, right? Like, it's just like go time. So look at this pretty little one. That's a beautiful little seedling. Oops, get over here. Stop. It's falling around. So yeah, Miss Nino and Lo here are in, I'm assuming it's her, but I'm making no assumption. Could be either one of them. They're in the Toronto area, so they're in the same, yeah, it is zone 25. She's been like 85 degrees. It's like, my winter sowing containers are doing good. I've noticed some little seedlings. Yay! That is so exciting. That's giving me hope that we're going to turn the corner at some point and see some decent weather. It's looking pretty good in the forecast. So, all right. So these are the white petunias. So yeah, if you need some petunias, hit me up. Hit me up, Lo. If you need some petunias, because I'm gonna have a few extras, I think. Okay, something popped up on my screen. Thank you very much. All right, so next up is going to be my absolute favorite petunias that I've been growing, the Tickle Pink Climbing Petunia. So it actually does have more of a vertical growth structure, and it reminds me kind of more of like the Proven Winners Vista series. Like, it is so incredibly vigorous. It is a great grower. So it like outperformed all the rest of my petunias. So we're just going to go along and see how many we have of those. And for some reason, the purple ones are just way more vigorous. I don't know. They're just, maybe it was the way they were in the window. I did try to rotate it, but maybe they got more sun on that side and got more heat. So we're just going to be pulling these little babies out, preferably by the cotyledons, but if they're not showing, you just gotta grab them by whatever you can and just be gentle with them. And Dexter's finally settled down on my lap. I've got lots of jewels of opar that might take over the stage. You're making me kind of scared now. I bought the seeds And I don't remember it saying anything about it self-seeding that vigorously. So I will be careful where I put it. I do plan on growing it mainly for cut flowers. So if I cut, if I keep the blooms cut back, maybe they won't go to seed as bad. We'll see. It's always better said than. It's all right. My internet gets really slow. It's all right. There's nothing super fast going on anyways. Apparently I bored Dexter now. He's sleeping. Oh my God. He was a maniac. So yeah, my internet has been really, really bad here. I had to cancel my live last week. I couldn't even get, even the regular internet was down in our whole area. And then the Wi-Fi is really sketchy. So I was supposed to go live Thursday night, and my Wi-Fi was kind of in and out. And then they had the MIG grow-off final, vinyl voting live thing over on Broke Farmers. So I didn't even bother scheduling my live because I didn't know how long that was going to run. And I tried going on my touchpad, and my Wi-Fi was so bad no one could even hear me, and I was freezing, and it was a hot mess. So I was like, good thing I didn't go live tonight because it's not going to work too well. I love petunias. Yes, petunias are beautiful. I need to sow some seeds today. Lots to do. Excited to be in the garden. Yes, so nice to actually, I could have started my tomatoes last week. That was kind of the plan, and then things just keep interrupting me. And then I was going to do this on Thursday. I was like, oh, I'm going to go live on Thursday and plan to do this and my tomato seeds and all that. And then we got a call from the mechanic that the truck was ready. So the work truck has been in the shop for the past couple of weeks because it needed a new engine. So he had pulled the old engine out, and then they were trying to find a used engine. So they found one, fortunately. So my husband had to drive out and go get it and then drop it off, and then the mechanic had to install it. And then while he's installing it, he was having chest pains, and so he ended up going to the doctors, and they had to schedule a stress test, and it's like, oh my gosh. So fortunately, he's okay so far. His stress test is on Monday, and he's hoping it's just a pulled muscle or something, but you never know. And so he's being careful, and so we got the truck back, so that's good. And we had to pick that up. And then I was going to do this yesterday morning. Rain for 24 hours. I don't know. Well, that's good if you planted stuff out. If you've been able to plant seedlings out, then the rain's nice, but unless it's terribly intense rain. And then yesterday I was going to do this because our job got postponed, and then my husband came downstairs and says, oh, we have an appointment with the accountant. Let's go. I'm like, oh, okay. And then by the time I got home and everything, afternoons, Dexter is a maniac. He can't handle. He would not be able to handle me going live in the afternoons. He just gets so hyper. So I took him for a nice walk yesterday, and that does calm him down, but he would not be able to just sit and not attack all of this. So afternoon lives is just not in the cards because I can't go in the kitchen because the Wi-Fi does not reach into the kitchen. MIG Girl was so fun to watch, and I learned a lot. I loved your fairy garden. I'm scared of fairies. There's no fairies in the fairy garden. You can call it a fairy ghost town. There's no actual fairies in the fairy garden. Yes, prayers for you guys. Yes, it was so fun. I had fun, doing my container and envisioning how it was going to be at the beginning. I was like, how can I do something fun and creative and stand out from the masses? So I set out, I accomplished, I think, what I set out to do. I have tomatoes growing on it. Babies are coming. And, I think we all did a great job. Everyone that participated, and even if you're, and things happen, bugs happen, things happen. So even if your container itself wasn't super successful, as long as you participated, you did your videos, and you're like, oops, this is what happened. I know Danny had mistakes were made. Her poor little bucket got some cold damage. So, we all learn. We all make mistakes. These things happen, right? So, I've battled a bit with the fungus gnats on and off. It's like all of a sudden they'll be just like out of nowhere. I have a bunch of them, and then I spray with I've been using like the hydrogen peroxide and water. And sometimes if I see them, I vacuum them up. I take the vacuum and I'm like some crazy mad lady going around all our plants vacuuming them up. And I will admit that I accidentally vacuumed up one of my baby pak choi. There was a fungus gnat flying around near the pak choi, and whoop, it went right up into the vacuum. Oops. Did you use grow lights? Yes. All my stuff has been on the grow lights in my bedroom on that shelving unit. So you should check out if you need grow lights, check out your Home Depot. My husband picked up, they're like the white and red LED grow lights that Home Depot has. They're normally $60, and ours was clearing them out for $17. So he got a few of those recently. So I might actually add them to what I have. So the ones I have now, I don't know exactly what the spectrums are on it. They're just white. So I might add those because they have the red as well, which I think is supposed to help with the fruit set, right? And I have dwarf tomatoes growing that have a ton of fruit on them because I'm crazy. Yeah, these dwarf tomatoes are getting a lot bigger than I had anticipated, because last year the Tiny Tims stayed so tiny, and they still are upstairs, but then the rest of these guys are monsters. I'll turn the camera in a minute so you can see. I had to put them down here. So my grow off container and the golden balcony, they got too tall for my shelving unit in the bedroom. So I had to stick them on a card table in the living room because they were too tall, which I hadn't anticipated. So I will not be starting this many dwarf tomatoes next year, I don't think so. I'll show you. Here we go. Woo! Oh, my cord's going to get caught on this one. I don't want to dump my whole tray. So there they are. I don't know if you can't quite see how they go. So up there I have that light, and it probably doesn't need to be on because the sun's coming in right now. That's like my big IKEA light, and I have a grow bulb in that, and then I run that when it's like kind of cold out or fast or anything like that. So they get enough light. He's asleep on my lap, so it's kind of hi. How are you? Are you being a good boy? Am I sorry? Am I keeping you up? All this chowder. So can you keep it down, Mom? I'm trying to sleep here. Yeah. So he normally sleeps most of the mornings. He's used to us being gone to work and school. And on the weekends, he's just kind of like spends this whole weekend just trying to catch up on his sleep. So, oh my gosh. I have so many of these. This is crazy. And each one of these gets to be about, like, I don't know, 2 feet tall, 3 feet wide. Like, these are enormous plants. So I could probably cover my entire backyard just in this tray. And I have way more than I did last year. Last year was the first year I had really grown. Well, no, 2 years ago I grew the Tickle pink petunias. It was the first time I'd ever grown petunias from seed. And they were pelleted seeds. And I got a pack of 10 for $5. I was like, oh my God, I've never paid this much for seeds in my life. I'm like, they better be good. And I like lost 2 just from pulling them out of the thing because the seeds are so tiny. Even though they were pelleted, they fell on the floor and I never did find them. So I ended up with 8, I think, that grew. So I had 8 plants the first year that I planted out, and only I think 3 or 4 of them like thrived. And it's a hybrid, and so I didn't know if saving seeds would work or not, but I thought, well, it's worth a shot. So I saved the seeds off of it, and I figured at least I'll still get a petunia, right? It might not be the same color, it might not be the same growth habit, but it'll still be a petunia. I tried it, and they came back true last year. So last year I grew those, and then I grew, I had these purple and white ones that I got in a seed swap. They're wave petunias. And so I just seeded them like I did in the same kind of container, sprinkled them on, and they're really hard to see and they're really tiny. And I wasn't really even expecting mine to germinate, and they all germinated. And I had over 200 petunias, seedlings at the in spring. So I had a ton of petunias in my backyard. I had a ton of petunias in the neighbor's backyard, and I sold a bunch of petunias. So I did have some petunias in my seedling sale. I gave some away. I used them like in every planter. And so then this year, when I collected the seeds, I kind of separated them by color. Because last year it just said wave petunia white and purple. And then this year, some of the purple ones came out, were very pink. So I collected the pink ones and I kept the seeds separate, but I don't know like the way it's going to work on them because they are hybrids, right? So they could go, oh, there's two there. Gosh, these are super tiny. Oh, they're so tiny. And I'm probably happy that they're this tiny at this point because they do grow really fast once they get out. And the tinier they are for now, the longer they will stay in these 2-inch, these 3/4 inch soil logs. Because once they get big and they have to go potted up into the 2-inch, I'm just going to start running out of wood. So I do need to get the greenhouse set up out back, and I could do the cold frame. Petunias can actually, oh my god, my leg's cramping up. I'm so sorry, baby. Petunias actually are fairly cold tolerant, which I didn't know until last year. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to readjust this. I've been having real problems with my hip lately, so I can't sit too much for too long. You want to lay in the sun? Oh, did you hear that? My knee popped. So yeah, petunias can take quite a bit of cold weather, even a light like frost. They're not as cold tolerant as pansies, but they're far more cold tolerant than, say, like coleus or some of those other super tender. Oh my gosh, my coleus are beautiful. I'm gonna have to do a grow room tour. I did a little quick one on Instagram the other day. If you want to check out my Instagram account, it's Brampton_gardener on Instagram, and I did a little quick grow room tour. My coleus are getting so big, and they are beautiful. Like, they are so pretty, the colors on them. And it was just a mix, seed packet, a mix from Mackenzie Seeds that I bought at I think Rona, which is like a Canadian version of Home Depot Lowe's. It's our big box store here. We have Home Depot and Lowe's as well, and then we have Rona. And yeah, so they're really, really so pretty. So I'm excited. I really have high hopes for my front garden this year. Last year, I just kind of I planted a bunch of stuff in the back because the back's larger, and I just kind of, whatever I had left over, I kind of hodgepodged it in the front. And I've been in denial for years about how much shade my front garden is pretty much full shade. So anytime I try to put like the petunias and stuff, they struggle. They just don't do well. So this year I have decided that I'm not going to even try to put any petunias out there. I'm going to just be like filling it with coleus. I have probably 200 lobelia seeds. I don't know. I have at least 100 lobelia seedlings. They'll be going out there. And I have like maybe 40 coleus. I have a handful of impatiens. They did not do very well. I don't know. They didn't seed. What is it called when they germinate? That's it. That's the word I'm looking for. They did not germinate very well for me, the impatiens. But I have a few that are coming along, and they're very pretty. But I might end up getting a flat of them to fill in as well, and maybe some begonias. The begonias I tried from seed did not. I'll try them again next year. and I'll get a better container where they're just by themselves and they can just stay in there, because they said that germination on them can take anywhere from, it's like 20 to 60 days. So it's like, oh my gosh. And yeah, they didn't germinate. So I will be buying some begonias, but I'm just going to fill that all the front with stuff like that, right? So I've used petunias in my full sun's beds. Yeah. Hey, Tasha, where'd you come in? How are you? Welcome in, Miss Tasha. Oh, she grows. Oh, she grows. She does. Gotta go check out her TikTok. If you don't follow her on TikTok, she's got a lot going on TikTok. I'm trying to add a few things to TikTok. I swear, every time I try to upload something to TikTok, my TikTok app crashes. It's like I go through all this work, I get everything ready, and I click upload, and then it's like, sorry, try again later. The whole app closes down and crashes. So I'm actually getting a new touchpad. I'm excited. So my husband's phone plan was up for renewal. He's getting a new phone. I might be getting his old phone, which would be exciting. And it comes with I don't know, when he signed up, they gave him a new touchpad. So that will be exciting. Hopefully it works better than the one I have. I've tried to go live and like join other people's lives. Sometimes it works fine, and sometimes it's just an absolute disaster. Like sound doesn't work. Or maybe it's a problem with the microphone or whatever. But so that'll be exciting. What are you doing in your plant room today, Tasha? Anything exciting going on? Any seedlings getting potted up? Hey, Heather Lynn, how are you? Heather Lynn was one of the big winners over in Anne's giveaway. She won a beautiful necklace. I can't wait to see that. That's going to be so pretty. I'll have to show that in one of your videos. And when are you and Danny meeting up? So Danny from Wicked Awesome Gardening is going to go over, and we're going to swap. Are you swapping tomatoes for onions? Is that it? Oh, potting up seedlings and starting new seeds. What are you starting? I just did all my tomatoes earlier. My tomatoes and my garden huckleberry. So I started, what was it, 12 varieties of tomatoes? I think it was 12 varieties of tomatoes. And then, because I only have room to grow 12 in my grow pots along the edge of my, see, now this one here, do you guys think it's, do you think it's part of the purple? You see that? It's right here on the edge. And it's growing more like these guys, but it's on the side with the tickled pink. I don't know. But hopefully they'll be blooming by the time, or at least a few bloom. They do have a different look to the leaves when they get bigger. It is easier to tell the difference between the tickled pink, the climbing petunias, versus the regular petunias. They have a different growth color. So I should be able to tell those apart, hopefully. Can you hear Dexter snoring? He's snoring away. All right, let me read the chat. Oh, I got my sunflower challenge video done yesterday. Good job. Danny is finding a date. Okay, so you're still working that out. I'll be starting tomatoes and peppers today. I think I have about 12 different varieties of tomatoes as well. We have too many because they multiply like rabbits. Yeah, strawberries can be fairly invasive, I've heard. I've never grown strawberries from seed. I mean, or like I've never grown strawberries. I don't know. I just don't feel like I have enough room to do them justice, to make it worthwhile taking up my spots, that I can grow other things. And honestly, we have so many giant strawberry fields around us that local strawberries are really easy to get. So can you hear him? I don't know what he's dreaming about. Oh my gosh, he's crazy. He's snoring and whining. He's mad that mommy wouldn't let him eat the petunias. I don't know. Is that what's going on, Dex? He's just snoring. Yeah. You're such a good boy. You're sleeping. Yeah, you're such a good boy. You're sleeping. Oh my God, how many? I should have you guys guess. How many petunias do you think I will end up with today? I better not. This is the only tray that I'm going to be devoting to petunia seedlings, because I just don't have the room. But it would be nice to get these out into the greenhouse. when I get that set up. Tomatoes, peppers, herbs, and roselle. Did you hear that, Nicole? Roselle. Oh no. Am I frozen? I'm trying to get Roselle and some tough. What's it called? Oh, sorry. But then after I requested it, and they're like, okay, it'll be available for pickup. And it's like it's a neighboring town that's like an hour drive. So I don't know. I'm gonna try and contact them and see if I can. Hello. I'm still here. Sorry, Wi-Fi. Yeah, so I'm hoping that they will allow me to just send them like a self-addressed stamped envelope. I gotta email them and do that because there's no way I'm driving all that way just to get that. I do want to go to the Royal Botanical Gardens this year though and do a tour for the channel, but I don't want to. I want to go now. Nothing's going on now. It's all frozen. So yeah, Royal Botanical Gardens is in Hamilton, Ontario. Like I said, about an hour south of me, right on the 401, right near Lake Ontario. And it is the largest botanical garden in Canada. So, but I believe a lot of it is kind of like just natural land or whatever. There's several different gardens. There's a rock garden. There's big trails through it and everything. And there's several different like pictures or video of Bouchard Gardens. Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going in and out. This Wi-Fi is driving me nuts lately. It's just so frustrating. I have more herbs to plant too, although I started 27 herbs last week. 27 different ones? Are there 27 different herbs? I'm back. Thank you to everyone who stayed. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on and why the internet is so glitchy. I know a lot of people have been complaining about it. My friend up the street who works from home, she works for a grocery delivery call center, and last week she's like, "Yeah, I'm off work early because the internet's out." So I don't know. It's frustrating. Um, yeah. So if you've ever been to Butcher Gardens, if you've never even heard of it, do yourself a favor and look it up online because it is an absolutely gorgeous garden that's in Victoria, BC. And I grew up on the West Coast in the US and went to Victoria a handful of times when I was a kid. And Butcher Gardens was just it made such an impression on me as a youngster that I think that's where my obsession with just like tons and tons of flowers has come from. And I had never really liked begonias either until I went there and saw all the begonias that they had. Oh my god, absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. Email me, Tasha. All right. I forgot to add results to my seed order. Oh no. Um, just sub. Looking forward to more of your videos. Oh, one of my favorite flowers. Sunflowers. Yeah, so the sunflower, I grew those mammoth sunflowers last year, and they were beautiful. They were just getting ready to open up, and I think I saw them for like part of a day, and then the next day I went out and some jerks had decapitated. Oh, sorry about that. Flashing on the camera. Some, I don't know, animal bunnies, chipmunks, squirrels, most likely had like decapitated. They were gone. Heads were gone, and they were big. They were gone, and they were like, I don't know, like 9 feet tall, and like I thought maybe they had fallen off in the storm or something. And I go and I look out, and nope, there was nothing on the ground. I asked my neighbor on her side of the fence. I was like, "Do you happen to see any like sunflower heads over there?" She's like, "No, what happened to them?" Because she was watching them grow too, and like apparently they're gone. So, all right, so I'm gonna leave this row unfinished here with the Tickle Pink because I can kind of add some seeds of other plants there. That's easy to distinguish. So now we are finally moving on to the Purple Wave Petunias, and these are huge. And super healthy, super vigorous. I'm sorry, Dex, I got him in my foot. He's laying with his head on my foot like a pillow. Okay, so I'm going to struggle to get these out of here. You see them? Like they're huge compared to all the rest. So I'm just going to loosen it up with my stick here. Try to get them to come up. Oh my god, these ones I'm so sorry, babies. I should have done this weeks ago. All right, here's a clump. Yes, I started 5 different types of basil, German chamomile, lemon balm, lavender, 2 types of parsley, 2 types of cilantro, lemongrass, dill, rosemary, thyme, sweet, marjoram, and 4 types of mint. It's crazy. And I say that, meanwhile, I have cinnamon basil, lemon basil, siam basil. Sorry, this shirt's a little goofy. Normally I wear a tank top under. Siam basil, and then just like the regular, I think, large leaf Genovese basil. And then I'm doing borage for the first time this year. I'm doing edible chrysanthemum, and I don't know if that goes into herb or just like edible flowers. I'm not sure where edible chrysanthemum falls into. I have dill. I will be doing parsley. Oh, that's what I should add parsley to this. That would be easy to distinguish from the petunias. My dill's doing really good. It is a cool flower, so that can get planted outside soon. And I grow it. I do eat it, but I grow it more for as a bouquet filler than anything. So. Bouquet. Oh my goodness, these guys are dancing. These ones are longer and separate. Okay. Sunflowers are hit or miss with me. Yeah, I haven't had I'll admit, I haven't had like super great luck with sunflowers. I find direct seeding them does nothing. Like they never come up. I have to sow them inside, start them inside, and even like just in a soil or soil blocks. But I've discovered using the bagging method really helps with the germination rate for me of the sunflower. So I will definitely be doing that. I got some Pro-Cut plum that I'm really excited to try, and I can't remember some other kind of looking one on my gardener's page. And oh, you heard that, Dex? You heard the garage door? Daddy's home. And then what else did I grow? I can't remember what else I got. I have just like some regular, like the plain oil seed, just some plain yellow sunflowers. I don't know. I'm going to stick with the Pro Mix ones because apparently they go from planting the seed to flowering in 3 weeks. Like, that's what Serena at You Can't Eat the Grass says. So she does succession planting. Like every week or two, she puts down more seeds, and then they have fresh stuff to grow all season long. So they are super fast to grow. So I've never grown as well. So even on the internet, my poor kid was stuck downstairs watching Home Improvement on TV because nothing else on. I was like, this is what it was like for us growing up. You just watched whatever was on TV, and your parents usually picked it, and you just sat there and complained. Have you grown passion flower? I'm trying to grow them from seed, but I have not been able to germinate them. I found a package of passion flower seeds in that mystery box that I found from like 2008. And so I took the passion flower seeds and I nicked them and I stuck them in water. And they've been sitting in that cup of water for 2 months and absolutely nothing. It's in my bathroom right by the sink, and so every day I just rinse it, get it with fresh water. But I'm absolutely nothing is germinating out of it, so I don't know. I'm not holding out much luck, and they're super, super old seeds. But I don't believe I had much luck the first time. I think I had a couple germinate, and the vine didn't do great. I never got any flowers on it or anything like that. So I don't know. There's some things that you're probably just better off buying. Like the begonias, I will try them again next year, and I will baby them because I really didn't read up on them enough before I planted them. And then if those seeds that I have, I will try it with that. And if they don't, I will probably never try to grow begonias again. Like, cut my losses and not stress out about it, and not try and waste money on seeds that aren't gonna germinate. So, or just are too hard to grow, right? I want one. You don't have one yet. Who is it? Daz. Um, Kitchen Garden. Nope. My Aussie Kitchen. He has a great video on growing passion flower vines. But where he's at in Australia, it is a bit of it's kind of invasive. So he grows his in containers to contain them. So I'm like, yeah, we don't have that problem here. So I'm trying to get rid of this stuff here. I don't know. I shouldn't sit on top of this. They're so pretty. We can buy them. Like, they have them at the place you buy plants, garden center. But they're pricey. They're really pricey. And that was like with the see if it can grow some new roots. You can propagate petunias pretty easily. They, it breaks, if a branch of it breaks off or whatever, you can just stick in dirt. They do propagate pretty easily. So hopefully that one can grow some new roots. If not, I'm not super worried. I think I have enough. I'm not going to worry about it. So. Hey, Tuber Chat, what's up? How's it going, buddy? How is the weather down in Niagara area? You guys are in the Niagara area, right? If I'm remembering correctly, another Canadian in the chat today. So, yeah, I finally got those tomatoes in. Just that it was kind of holding over my head. So I'm going to have quite a few things that are going in in my video this week. I didn't even have a what am I sewing video last week because I hadn't really sewn anything except for my winter sewing containers, but that's a separate, that's like its own video. So I was kind of holding off. I'm just like, you know what, I just got to do everything all at once because I need to make the soil blocks. And it's just been so cold out there. Like even when I was making these soil blocks, it was snowing. You can see in the video. There was like snow coming down while I was out there. It was getting really, really cold. So that's when I stopped with just the tray for these because I was like, well, at least I will have these in. And I did the tray for the tomatoes. So that's what I did. Whew. I keep trying to reposition the thing, but extra sleeping on the other side of it. Oh my gosh. So that clump got me like 30 petunias there. And that's the thing is with these soil blocks is like it's so deceptive too because it's amazing how many you can get on this tray. What did I say? 160, 140, 160? I can't remember. How many fit on this tray? And this tray, by the way, is a boot tray from the dollar store. It's $4. Here, I'll show it to you. It's nice. It's a nice big sturdy boot tray from the dollar store. I like the super cheap dollar store ones because they have there's no ridges on the bottom. So normally for a boot tray you want the ones that have kind of like the ridges to help, you know, with water and stuff, but the dollar store ones are flat on the bottom and those work really good for the soil blocks. And I like it because they're nice and low, so it allows easy airflow, easy watering. The larger, like big plastic containers that I'm using upstairs for some stuff makes it really hard to water because we kind of are like dumping, and it can be a bit of a problem landing on your soil blocks. So has anyone here ever been to Niagara Falls? I mean, well, I guess we could say Niagara Falls, might as well. Anyone here ever been to Niagara Falls besides Tuber Chat? So yeah, if you're interested, let me know. I plan to do some more out and about videos in the Southern Ontario region. I have a few up on my channel. I went to Wonderland. I have some where we went to do the fall photos just out in the Niagara Escarpment, which is just north of me here. And I have some in the Brampton Farmers Market, the big park, Chinguacousy Park. So I would like to do some more this summer. I want to do Niagara Falls. I want to do Niagara on the Lake. And Niagara on the Lake is this really pretty, quaint little touristy kind of town, just up around the river bend. It's on Lake Ontario and the Niagara River. And it's really, really pretty. It's really cute, quaint little street with little shops and restaurants and stuff. So I haven't been in ages. I don't think I've been since my daughter was born. She's never been. So we will go take a few friends and go hang out in Niagara on the Lake this summer. And then I want to go to like I mentioned, the Royal Botanical Gardens, which are in Hamilton. And then just south of us here, Port Credit, which is part of Lake Mississauga, just south of me, right on Lake Ontario. They have the rhododendron gardens, and we rode our bikes through there. It's not really like a big garden. It's open. It's open to the public. You don't have to pay or anything like that. You can just walk through. But they have just tons and tons of rhododendrons. So when they're in bloom, they're just absolutely beautiful. So I do have like some pictures and video of us riding our bikes through there a few years ago, but that was way before I was doing YouTube. So I can put some pictures up on Instagram, and then we'll take our bikes and go through there again. It's right on Lake Ontario. You can ride your bike through Port Credit. There's like 3 or 4 parks all along there that are all kind of interconnected by a pathway along the Lake Ontario. We've lived there for 6 years. Love it, but the weather needs to decide what it wants to do. I know. This weather is just the worst. I mean, it's not snowing right now, so I guess I can't complain, but it's just, yep. It's like my uncle used to say, poop or get off the pot. But he said something else, but I won't say that in my life. So, you guys growing anything, tuber chat? You got any seeds you're going to be planting this year? Do you guys do any gardening? Get some tomatoes and peppers and grow that. I also want to do a video where I go and I take you guys to some of our local grocery stores because we are in such a large area, like the GTA, Greater Toronto region, is about 10 million people, and from all over the world. It's extremely diverse, and so the food, the produce that we can get just at the regular grocery store, but especially at the Asian market just up the street. We have some really large Asian grocery stores here in the area. One is called Oceans, and they cater to more Asian, Chinese produce and like grocery items. And then the one up here, that's just like 2 kilometers from my house. It has a lot of the Asian market, but it also caters more towards like the Caribbean foods and things there. So, like we get gin up in the summertime or whenever, I don't know what the season is, but we get all kinds of tropical and exotic fruits and stuff in there, right? So you can go in there and buy a giant jackfruit or half a jackfruit and fresh coconut or coconut in the husks and stuff like that, and the prices are really, really reasonable for most of the produce there. So I will take you guys on a tour of that because I keep talking about it in the videos and people are like, what? But so many times people grow a lot of these different herbs and varieties of vegetables because they just can't get them locally. And it's like, well, I can't. And they're cheap. So that's why sometimes I don't grow stuff that's if I can buy it super cheap locally. I have such a limited growing space that I save it for stuff that I would rather just kind of have on hand. Right? That's why I'm not really going to ever be doing like root vegetables, stuff like that. It's just not. It's not productive use of my space. I would rather be growing like tomatoes and peppers that I can just kind of walk out and grab and then dehydrate and whatever I want to do. Oh my gosh. So it's 20, 40, 60 wave petunias. And I have this many more to go. And I gotta reposition all of that. Sounds like a fun trip. I would love to visit Ontario. Oh, sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. I'm gonna sit sideways maybe for a little bit. Yeah, come visit Ontario. It's beautiful, beautiful, especially in the summertime. We have beautiful summers. They get hot. They do get hot and muggy though. They do get very hot and muggy in the summer. But yeah, and Ontario, I believe, is home to like the most freshwater lakes in the world, I think, for a region or whatever. So we have up near Montreal, there's the Thousand Lakes, and then we have freshwater lakes all over the place. Lots of places to go fishing and camping and hiking, and we usually take the kids and go to, by the kids I mean my daughter and her friends. We usually go to Burlington Beach, which is down Lake Ontario, and it's this really nice big white beach, and the water is usually pretty flat and it's perfect. It's like nice, you can walk out for 200-300 meters and it's like knee high, and it's a really great place to take the paddleboard because I'm not great at the paddleboard, and so I need it to be nice and smooth. I need nice calm water for the paddleboard, but that'll be exciting to get to go out and do that. And last year, every time I went to the beach, it was so busy because everyone was off work because everything else was shut down. There was nowhere else to go, so the beach was actually really quite busy. It's hard to get parking spots and stuff like that, even during the week. Normally during the week, it's wide open. The last summer, so many people were off work or working from home. They could just we'd go down there. Sometimes you just see people show up and have their lunch at a picnic bench and then leave and stuff. So hopefully things will be a bit back a bit more normal this year. It'd be nice just to see kids out playing and stuff. My daughter was. She was out riding her bike, playing with her friends and everything, but it was really disturbing to go by the park sometimes in the summer when it was still closed, and it's like the middle of summer and the park was empty, it's just it's a little spooky. We live in an apartment, so typically I can't okay. Do the little store bought planters outside on a small patio. Alright, that works. That works. Yep. You gotta do what you gotta do. Yes, it's very tedious, and that's why I kind of put it off. And I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna do it, I might as well do it live, and then I actually feel like I'm accomplishing something, and I can chat. And I've been missing a few of my other lives, so I do need to work on my hours. I'm at 800, and I think it was 32 subs, I think. But I still need like 1,600 hours, so I'm plugging away. I'm not going to start panicking yet because it'll come, but I'm making progress. So I don't want to get there and have like all my subs and then still need a ton of hours and have to struggle to get them. So I'm going to try and build the hours as I go. But I am losing hours every day. I've been over a year, but I didn't have that many people watching. Last April, some of these have gotten decapitated. Unfortunately, my channel is still pretty small. Back in April, I don't even know how many subscribers I had. Like in April, it was probably like 100 or something. So I didn't have a ton of hours that I'm losing every day. But once I get up into June and July, that's where if I don't get monetized by then, I will start losing quite a few hours at that point. That's going to get frustrating. You can grow a lot of food in small spaces. Yeah, if you want, you can. I should show you the stacking planters I got from the Dollar Tree. They're the cheap little planters, and they stack up, and you can grow. They're probably better for like greens and stuff if you wanted like fresh salad greens. I do really enjoy having the fresh salad because sometimes it's like, oh, you want a salad, and you just go out and grab what's fresh, and you just leave it out there growing, and you don't have to worry about it going bad or getting skunky or weird. And I enjoy just having the stuff out there because it's like, oh, what are we gonna have with dinner? My husband will come home and be like, oh, I grabbed some steaks, they were on sale. And I'm like, oh, what am I gonna make with dinner? And so I would just go out and grab stuff to make a quick salad and some green beans, and I was set. I didn't have to go to the store or think about it too much. So for me, it's more the convenience of that aspect of it. I know it sounds weird that I garden because I'm lazy. So I garden because I'm lazy to go to the store. I like that sometimes with recipes too. Like they'll have like prepackaged ingredients in the recipes, and I'll be like, no, I want a recipe from scratch because I don't have, I made the banana cream pie last week. It was absolutely delicious. And I was just happy to find a recipe that didn't have you using any kind of mixes or whatever because I didn't have any on hand. I'm like, I want to go to the store. If I need like a loaf of French bread for dinner, I would rather just do the quick like 20-minute French bread from scratch than have to get in the car and go to the store to get French bread for dinner. For me, baking from scratch it's less work than having to change out of my pajama pants and go to the store. Oh my goodness, my back is starting to seize up. I might have to take a break. So how's everybody doing? Do we still got people here? Oh, we still got people here. Yep. 8:36. Oh, that's cool. Thank you. Just as long as I have more than Bland's Promised Land Ranch, that's all I care about. Eric got very upset in one live when he realized that I just passed them by a couple. So as long as I have more than Bland's Promised Land Ranch, I don't have any. I have no idea how many they are up to. They've been going steady with their lives. I know he's got a lot of people in their lives too. They're so funny the way they bicker back and forth. I love it. Keeps it lively. So I'm trying to get a few more guests on my channel this week. I mean, this month, this year, whatever, on my lives. I have a few ideas for. There's someone I follow on Instagram that just is absolutely amazing. So I don't know. They don't do YouTube, so I don't know how they feel about YouTube, but I do want to ask them to come over and join me on YouTube. They make the most amazing, gorgeous, stunning planters I've ever seen. Like, I am in awe every year when he posts his planters. I follow him on Instagram. The channel is called Grandma's Gardener. I shouted him out on my thing yesterday, I think, on my stories, and then he shared that on his stories up there today. So it should still be on there if you go on Instagram and check them out. But oh my god, the planters he does are absolutely insane. Like, he did one last year. It was this huge planter. It was like almost like 4 feet, 5 feet tall. He put a Japanese maple in it. After I have been counting on the homesteading community to learn. Yep. There's a lot of information out there. A lot of people that have grown for a very long time, and then a lot of people that are just brand new to it and learning as they go. I've been growing for quite a while, like since I moved into this house. We got married. I've been here. This spring will be 19 years. So efficient. Thank you. Like my teacher in high school used to say, "Smart and lazy." Smart and lazy. So you waste your time doing stuff over and over again. So I've been here about 19 years, and that's when I really started growing, gardening, but mainly flowers to start with, and then I would just have like a handful I would grow like maybe 3 or 4 tomato plants in pots. I do in pots because the first year I did them in the ground in case no one was stealing them all, and so I would have like a few pots of tomatoes and then a pot of a few herbs. So that was apartment stuffers. Well, I was watching, I think it was Lead Farmers Live last night, and he was talking about raising animals to eat. He was like, do it no matter where you are. And so they're like, what livestock can I grow? Can I have in an apartment? It's like, all right. And some people are like, I guess quail. Maybe you can have quail in an apartment. Like, technically, my city, I'm allowed to have chickens here. We are allowed chickens here in Brampton, but I don't have any room. I don't have anywhere to put chickens because my whole yard is on a hill. So it goes down like this, and that's where I have it. Kind of slopes down a bit, and that's where the deck is. And then it has like a small dip in it, and then it goes straight up the hill. And it's, there's just no place in the yard. I'd have to put it over my neighbor's side. Your neighbor, I'm putting chickens. I'm putting a chicken coop in your yard. Actually, probably wouldn't mind, especially if they got big. You call yourself an efficient expert, extremely late. Yep. Well, you know what? When I grew up, like my mom and her sisters, it was all like, you just do it you do it this way because this is the way it's always been done. It's like, well, would it be easier to do it this way? You do it this way because this is the way it was always done. So I was always in trouble as a child for changing things up and being an independent thinker, which at the time terrified my mother, and she thought that was the worst thing anyone could be, would be an independent thinker. The family motto was, ours is not to question why, ours is but to do and die. So it was just, you just followed orders, you do what you're supposed to, and you're a good little girl. So that didn't work so well for me. I was not programmed that way. I programmed to start questioning things and trying to do stuff on my own and take the lead. And oh my god. So I've almost got 2 rows of the purple wave. Oh my god. The city of Brampton is going to be overflowing in purple wave petunias this year. This is absolute insanity. This is insane. The problem is these seeds are so tiny that you cannot see how many you have broadcast. You know what? Next year I should do it onto like a piece of white paper and then sprinkle it on the soil. That might be a better idea. I know they have those like little tiny soil dispensing things, but honestly, I don't know how it would work with such tiny, tiny seeds. It just seems like that would be a disaster. I can't believe this actually works. The first time I tried it was with the mobilia, I think it was. It's like, is this going to actually work into the soil blocks? And it does. So I should put that on my video, potting up into soil blocks, because I don't know if anyone else does that or has done it. And you can. I'm a huge fan of the soil blocks. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I ever had to garden without them. Like just the space savings, and they grow such healthy plants and seedlings. Like I'm in awe of it, and I can't believe that it's just not more common. Like I just found out about it last year. Nope, year before, 2020. Watching when I started watching all the YouTube videos, and I saw Lisa Mason Ziegler from Gardener's Workshop, and she was using them and showing them, and I was like, oh my gosh! So I had to order them. It took me months online trying to order them. They kept every time I go to order them, they'd be out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. So I was literally stalking the website, and finally they were in stock for like one day around Christmas time, and the next day they were out of stock again. And so I did finally get mine in time for the season last year, which was awesome. And I used them for the first time, and I was just like, oh my god, game changer. There's no going back. There's no going back. So I will be potting up my loofah soon. So I don't know if that's going to be on camera or not, because they're huge and they are a tangled mess. They're wrapping themselves around everything. They're wrapping around one of my dwarf tomatoes. They're wrapping around my shelving unit. So I'm gonna have to drop them back. And I will be using some giant bamboo sticks. Well, they're not actually like the big bamboo. They're the thinner. They're like giant chopsticks, actually. You can buy them at the dollar store in the barbecue section, because they're used for like roasting marshmallows and hot dogs and stuff. And I just find they work really well as to make little trellises. I just grabbed 3 of them and tie them together at the top, and they work really well. So those are probably going to go into an actual plastic pot, just because I'll need something really stable to hold the trellis. So they've been doing fine in the they're in the 2-inch soil blocks, so they're not acting like they need anything more for their roots. But the plant itself is just pretty out. It's gonna be Jumanji here in no time. Oh my god. So what are you guys having for lunch? I haven't even figured out lunch yet. I have some leftover. My husband did like a roast, Aya brown roast, I think it was, in sous vide a couple days ago. It's absolutely delicious. So I have that and some gravy. I did some roasted potatoes. I did the yummy potato style. My daughter loves. She loves the Lebanese style of roasted potatoes, where I think they deep fry them. So they have potato cubes, and they deep fry them, and then they cover them in this like delicious sauce with like butter and garlic, and what else is in it? Like butter, garlic, paprika, diced cilantro. What else? Like the onion powder and coriander seeds, and you just kind of pan fry the sauce and get it nice and kind of a roasted flavor to it. And then you just toss the potatoes in with it, and then you serve it with like a garlic sauce, like a garlic aioli or tune, which is like their version of the garlic sauce, and like tzatziki or whatever. It goes really, really nicely with shawarma and stuff like that. So I did do that with the fingerling potatoes. So my daughter was like, the fingerling potatoes are kind of boring, just roasted. So I was like, oh yeah, we can get the boring. So I spiced them up yesterday, and they were so good. So I have some of that left and some lettuce. So I'll probably have a salad to go with it. It's too nice. Yeah. Oh, hey, unicorn lady. How are you? Good morning. Thanks for coming in. We're just sitting here watching me work. So sit back, grab a cup of coffee, glass of wine, wherever you're at. I don't know. It's afternoon, right? Yeah. You can start drinking now, Nicole. It's after 12. Go get your glass of wine. So let me know, are you planting anything this weekend, unicorn lady? Where are you at? What's your weather like? Last frost date, that kind of thing. So let us know where you're at in the growing season. So my last frost date is May 9th. But none of my cold hardy stuff gets planted out until closer to the end of May. So last year we actually had snow May 28th. I was very upset. Everything was already planted. Looking out the window, watching snowfall on all my little seedlings. So the only thing I lost though from that, like I think it stunted the peppers. They were pretty small after that for a while. But the only thing I actually lost in that snow was the loofah and the cucumbers. They were just like, nope, not gonna deal. Not gonna deal with it. So you want to see me make the turn? All right. I'll have to get help from my lovely assistant, which means I'll probably have to bribe her with bubble tea. Yeah, it's not hard. It's just a little cumbersome, and then you have to try and twist them around it a little bit. I'm all about the cheapest way possible. There's no way I'm gonna buy like a trowel. Like if I had one or two growing, but I have like I'm gonna start. I have like 8 of them, I think. So, and I'm not gonna keep all 8 of them. I'll probably just keep 2 of them, and then whatever I end up giving away a lot of stuff to friends and neighbors, and then I do have a little. Last few years, I had a little seedling sale. I just post something on like Facebook Marketplace or whatever. I'm like, this is what I have available, and then you can come by between this time and this time on a weekend or whatever. And then I had quite a few people show up. I was giving away a lot of free stuff too last year. That was like my lobelia out back, just like, oh my god, it self-seeded like crazy. Not lobelia, sorry, my alyssum. It self-seeded like crazy, and so I was just digging up clumps like this, just clumps, and just giving away. So none of if you see the alyssum that's in the backyard that lines both sides of the pathway, I didn't plant anything last year. It all came back. I actually dug tons of it out because it just would have taken over the beds and stuff. And all the snapdragons out there too. Most of them either survive the winter, and we had a really cold winter this year, and their snapdragons are still they're coming back. They're green, and they're still alive, which is crazy to me. And then they also self-seed pretty good too. They did last year. I didn't plant any of the ones that were out in the year. So any of those that you see, the only ones that I had started some inside, and then I ended up just putting those in planters. Zone 8, North Texas. Several flower seeds germinated and already outside of my grass. Nice. Yeah, Nicole Smith gardening in here. She's also in North Texas. Well, no, she's Houston area. And, she just posted her video this morning where she's planting stuff out. So that's it's kind of mind-boggling for me that they even thought of that, because like we had snow yesterday, and I think today we're like excited to get up to like 43. So it is amazing the weather difference. And it's funny because I did used to live in Florida for 3 years, and I didn't do any gardening or anything down there. I think we had like I lived with my parents at the time I was young, and younger, and I think I had like a couple planters. I had a few herbs out or whatever, and that was it. So, because down there, I don't know, it's just like everything. There's flowers growing everywhere, wild, like there's hedges of hibiscus and stuff, so you don't feel the need as much to be growing containers and plants as you do here. And it's just been snowy, windy, cold weather all winter long. Oh, look at the size of that one. That's beauty. Yeah, I'm starting to get to some of the larger petunias there. So I'm gonna put this towards the back, I think, so it's a little bit more room. It's all right. I'm just doing a lot. Dexter was an absolute maniac at the beginning of it, but then he fell asleep. So my imaginary husband just got home. 7. I'm sitting here potting up some petunias. So Jesse at Lazy Days Ahead teases me about my imaginary husband because he's not in any of my videos. So he does exist. No preppers today. They can hear you. What? You bought a 300-gallon water bladder for $25 at Princess Auto. So he went to Princess Auto, which is like Harbor Freight here in Canada. It's the Canadian version of Harbor Freight, basically. And he bought a 300-gallon bladder for $25. So he's just trying to brag if there were any preppers in the group today. He thought they would appreciate that. He also, what did you buy the water, the rain barrel last week there? So we got a collapsible rain barrel there last week. So, oh my gosh. Yep. So I don't know what we're going to do with the bladder, but I guess in case of emergencies, we will have plenty of water. The kid's going to try and figure out how to put that into a pool. She wants a pool so bad, but just with the angle of the hill and stuff, it's just not feasible. And our deck, there's no way it could hold the water or anything like that. So 8A, Alabama. My mom is in Montgomery. Nice. Drove through Alabama years and years ago when we moved from Oregon to Florida. And we went south. It was in November, so we drove south down from Oregon down I-5 down to San Diego, spent a few days in San Diego, and then drove across Highway 10 all the way across through Arizona and New Mexico and Texas and Louisiana and Mississippi and Alabama. And it was an absolutely beautiful drive. What rain barrel did you get? Looking at collapsible ones. We don't know. It was just a generic one, and it was, how much was it? Like $10. He always goes, like Saturday mornings, they kind of have like this, almost like a garage sale type thing at the place where people like returns or stuff that gets marked down or beat up boxes and stuff. So we go on the Saturday mornings there. You can get kind of really good deals on different things. So that's the pop in now and then on Saturday mornings and go see what they have. And yeah, he picked up the rain barrel for about $10 last week. So I don't know. I haven't even seen it, I don't think. I might have seen the package. But so I can't even really give a recommendation on it because we haven't even opened it or done anything with it yet. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. It'd be kind of nice to have it in the front because then I could use it to water the front yard. But it'd probably be too much water for the front, so it'll probably end up going in the back. It'll just be harder to kind of run a longer hose, and then with the hill in the back, we need water flow. We'll have to put it up on something so if the water will flow out, or I don't know, hand pump or something on it. but that'll be nice to be able to collect the rainwater because you do get a lot of rain, especially in the summertime. Get a ton of rain. Last year we had so much rain, the tomatoes were just like, bleh. So, you went outside, or is he just coming back? Just wandering around. Can't decide what he wants to do. It's nice and calm though. Nice and calm though. He went outside. Yeah, it's been so cold. We try to take him outside and he just freezes. He's just like shivering and he just wants to come back in the house. So once the weather gets a little bit nicer and he can actually get out and go for longer walks, it's really going to help calm him down a lot, especially in the afternoons. Oh, so finish that section. All right. So I have 3 rows of 3 of 20. So that's 3 times 3. So that's 16. Nope, that's not 16. Oh my gosh, I can't count. Okay, so that's 9. So 9 times 20. And then we're going to keep going. And these are all the purple wave petunias. These ones here are all the same purple wave petunias. So yeah. I would love, I saw this picture someone posted where they did hanging baskets like all along their fence, like almost 3 high. And they're kind of staggered. So up and down, up and down. So like the whole, you could hardly even see the wall. The wood on the fence. It was just covered in hanging baskets of mainly petunias. It was absolutely gorgeous. But I don't have that many hanging baskets, and our fence is so old that it would just fall over. We're gonna have to redo the fence at some point in the next. It broke. Part of it broke in a windstorm last year or the year before, and so my husband had to go replace part of it. So I don't know what we'll do in the future. Especially now with the cost of wood, like to replace all that wood going up. So I don't know. I saw one that was really cool. It was between like in a front yard, and they had taken like the metal trough, and they made like a metal trough planter down the middle between the 2 houses. It was about 4 feet high, and then it was about like a foot wide, and then they planted it all full of planters and plants and stuff. So I sent the picture to my neighbor. I was like, hey, what do you think of this for the backyard? She's like, plant it all. So I don't know if it'd be even feasible or whatever. I mean, we're friends and stuff, so I don't have a problem even just a chain fence. I don't even have a fence on the right-hand side because the 2 neighbors there never go out in the backyard or use their backyard. But the ones on the left, they do, and they have a little dog, so they would want to make sure they can keep him contained. But I would be fine with just even like I know they're not that nice looking, like a chain link fence, because for one thing, it would give me a lot more light. The way that all the trees have grown in and everything along that side of the fence, like for about 5 or 6 feet out, they don't get sun until around noon because of the fence. So a chain link fence would provide a lot more light through there. And I would probably grow a lot of things on it. I can't really grow anything near my fence now because it's like that old pressure treated wood. So I don't want to grow anything edible. Oh my God, look at the root on that one. It's all the way down here. You see that? I don't want to grow anything edible near that old pressure treated wood. That's why everything along that fence line is in containers or pots that's edible. So if I did replace it with a chain link fence, like we could grow beans up it, we could grow peas, we could grow all kinds of stuff on it. So I would want wood like where the deck part is, just for privacy if you're out there or whatever. Especially when I'm out there doing yoga. But for up the hill part, if no one's like sitting up the hill, we don't need privacy up the hill at all. It's just garden space. So I would not be opposed to a chain link fence there for those reasons. The planter fence thing would be really cool. But I don't know if you all are just sitting there relaxing or if my chat has frozen up, and I don't see any new comments for a while. I'm not trying to guilt you or anything. I'm just, if you've posted something, I haven't seen it. I'm not ignoring you. I just haven't seen it. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not asking you to comment. Just letting you know, I don't see anything new. So, I mean, that would change up the backyard quite a bit. The backyard, like it's been evolving and changing. Because when we built here, like these were all new houses, right? So all the trees, everything we put in, and our neighbors planted and everything, right? So it used to just be like full sun out back, and then slowly over time, each year the trees get bigger and bigger and bigger, and so I think that was the problem with my zucchini last year. So it never grew. There wasn't enough sun where it was at because it was the neighbor's tree at the back had gotten so much bigger. And, so each year it changes and moves, and that's one of the reasons why out front, like I've been in denial for years that it doesn't get as much sun as I thought it was. Heating up my brunch. Oh, nice. Did you mention what you were having already and I missed it, or anything like that? What are you eating? Sounds good. Sounds good. I was just thinking this morning, I haven't made waffles in ages, but I didn't feel like making them this morning either. It's more just getting the waffle iron out. It's kind of a pain. And for waffle, and that's another video I need to do as well, is I have a food mill, a grain mill, and I mill my own wheat for. I have yet to find a really good recipe for bread with the milled wheat, the whole wheat. I'm just tried a few recipes. They're just not super exciting. I don't make homemade bread very often, and when I do, I just want it to be really, really yummy. So I end up just using white flour for that, or sometimes I'll mix a bit in. But when it comes to like cookies and pancakes and waffles and like banana bread, things like that, the fresh milled whole wheat is so good. I tried one day. I cheated. I was just like, I don't feel like milling it, and honestly, it doesn't take very long. I just thought I'll just use white flour because I had it handy, and we were all like, "Ooh, these waffles taste like Eggo waffles." It just tasted so, I don't know, so fake once you get used to, there's so much flavor in the fresh milled whole wheat. Because even if you buy a whole wheat at the store, I don't like buying whole wheat at the store because it's really dry and there's no flavor to it. And they say basically that most of the nutritional benefits of the fresh meal are gone within minutes. So like 15 minutes later, but within a half an hour, you've lost like 80% of the nutritional benefits of the whole wheat. So I do mill it fresh every day, and it doesn't take long. Sitting in the kitchen, I dump the grain in the top. It comes out nice and fresh and fluffy and warm. And I should totally show a video on that. Maybe make some banana bread because I have a ton of bananas. That need to get used up. I got a huge bag at Walmart in that produce discount section for $2, and it was just packed full of bananas. So that's why I made that's decapitated. That's why I made the banana cream pie, and but I got more bananas to go as they kind of slowly been ripening. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm almost at the end. Hoping I don't have to start another square. Hoping I don't have to. Because it wants to keep it contained to this section here. And then that will give me room. Oh no. No. Don't break. That will give me room over here to plant some other seeds. So things that I will be starting soon. Oh, my celosia. I have a bunch of celosia. I don't know. I've never grown celosia. Anyone grown celosia before? Can you give me some tips? You like Eggo waffles? Or yeah. Yes, Nicole. Homemade Belgian waffles. Well, they're not even Belgian waffles. It's just a really nice waffle maker. And my husband bought. Found it on Marketplace. A few years ago. We went over to this guy to buy a ice cream maker for me for Christmas. And when we got there, the guy was also selling a panini press and a waffle maker. And the waffle maker had like this big dent in the side, and it was kind of open and missing, and so it would need to be like closed up with like duct tape or something. And so the guy was like, it was like super cheap, and it was a really nice one. So I got that one. What? Oh gosh. Don't bring him up here. He's gonna freak out. Yep. We're freaking out. Hey, buddy. Go see Daddy and get a treat. Okay, I think that's it. Oh wait. Oh. Yeah, he's super hyper. Okay, so these are all petunias. So basically the only soil block that's not full is this one here, and then this was only half. So the Tickle pink petunias are 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half times 20. The dark purple petunia only had the 1 square of 20. The pink petunia I had the 1 square, and the white petunia I had the one, not even a full square. And then the Tickle pink petunias we ended up with 11 squares. So 11 times 20. Lots of petunias. So yeah, well, a little crazy with the petunias. Hopefully most of them can stay in these size soil blocks until they go out, because otherwise it's just going to be chaos. Sorry, what? Oh no, it's all right. It's just the clasp is on the left hand side. Yeah, lots of petunias. Yes, you are missing something, Nicole. Exactly, Nicole. Come on. It's not hard to make. And I don't go in I don't do the like egg white omelet. I mean the egg white thing on the waffles free with it. I just throw everything in and mix it up and throw them in the waffle iron with my 100% pure Canadian maple syrup. Are you okay there, Dex? Are you gonna contain yourself? Yeah, did you outside? You smell like outside. You smell like fresh air. So yeah, this one's finally empty. So I will see if I have any like tiny seeds that need to get protected this because he's going to jump. If I have any tiny seedlings that need to get potted up, started in that seed tray here. There's probably enough there. But yeah, that's great. Actually, can you just take this tray? I'm gonna just hand it to him so he can carry it up really quick because I don't trust the puppy. Just go on the bottom shelf. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I don't trust you. That crazy maniac puppy. Oh, we have been in Alabama for 23 years. Almost feels like home. I bet. Yeah, Alabama, it was beautiful driving through. Absolutely beautiful. And so was Mississippi. I felt like I was like kind of driving through the bayou and stuff there. And honestly, Mississippi had like the nicest washrooms. I think they just like gone in and just like redone all of their rest areas, and they were like super nice and fancy. And when we were going through, got a little bit of dirt on the couch. When we were driving through, I honestly can't remember if it was New Mexico or Arizona, somewhere through there, like in the deserts. You stop by, at the rest areas to use the washroom, and they were like open, like the doors didn't have doors and stuff, and you go in and it's just like, are there going to be any snakes? Are there going to be any scorpions? And they were like dark, and it was a little scary. So we really appreciated after driving through and using pretty much every washroom along the way from California to Florida. We really appreciated the nice, clean, brand new washrooms in Mississippi. They had done a really nice job. Hi, buddy. How was it outside? Did you have a good drive? You have a good time? A drive. You didn't go for a drive. You went for a walk? Did you see anybody? It's been so funny watching him. We were outside in the backyard the other day playing around and throwing the ball and everything. And he was just like, there were dogs barking, and he was like, what is that? And he heard some new bird calls that he hadn't heard before, and he just stopped and he'd be like listening, like, what is that? And then the train went by back behind, and there's like a little gap in the wall of the concrete wall. And he was like up looking, peeking through this like little like half-inch crack, watching the train go by. So, he's 4 months old, everything, and it's, he's born in November. And so just like coming through the weather and everything. Well, November, Yeah, he'll be 5 months on the 18th. So yeah, it's just I don't know how old he is. How old are you? Do you know? You don't know either? No? Can you see? Yeah? You're in the sunny spot. You're looking at the camera? Yeah? Did you tell me you were watching the puppies on TV today? We were watching AKC TV because my Aunt Blynn is at the AKC dog um, agility uh, competition. I don't know what you call it in Florida right now. So we have like the Android box. I downloaded the AKC TV app, and we were able to watch her in Ring 6 do her run with her dog Frankie. So they did really good yesterday. They were at one point they were like in 6th place for like the preliminaries. What? Yeah. So you got to watch your cousin? You got to watch cousin Frankie? And he was running, and Dexter was like, "Where are all the pugs? Why aren't there any pugs doing agility?" You could do agility because you can fly and bounce. Yeah, you want your Chewy? He's like, "Where are my fans? I'm Dexter. I'm Dexter the pug." You're going to be Dexter the gardening pug? Or are you going to be a good gardener? Or are you going to be Dexter terrorizes the garden? Are you going to be Dexzilla? Yeah? I'm terrified. I'm terrified for the garden. I'm terrified for my plants because he's a maniac. And Gizmo was not as much. Like, he was really careful with my plants when he was a puppy, when I was planting out. And he was just really cautious and careful. And there weren't, like, the flower beds weren't as big as they are now, right? Like, we don't have hardly any grass in the back. We just have that one pathway up, and the rest is all flower beds. So hopefully he can maintain and stay out of the flower beds. So I've already been working on that. Like, now when he goes out and runs around, I was like, don't go in the flower beds. He cuts across the one, which isn't that big of a deal, because where he cuts across at the narrower part, like, that's where like my hibiscus and stuff is. So we won't be really trampling anything. But on the other side of the flower garden will be. And don't feel bad for him, because like the neighbors, like I said, they don't have a fence up, and they don't have anything in their yard. It's just 2 big yards of grass for him to just run and run and run up and down the hill. So I do have video of that coming once I get that edited, when he was out there playing. And yes, Dexter, hey, sifting some soil. Mona, welcome in. Yeah, he'll just have to learn. I know. It's just he doesn't seem to catch on as well as Gizmo did to certain things. So I don't know if he's just stubborn or strong-willed or whatever, but we will be very strict about keeping him out of flower beds for sure. And hey, Leanne, hello. What are you cooking today? I thought of you last week when I made my banana cream pie. And I still have some another pack of the pie dough. So I think we're going to be doing some apple pie today, because I have some apples that start to turn. They've seen better days. So they'll be going into the pie, and I have the crust already made. And can you hear him chewing on this thing? Oh my God, he's just... He can chew like this for hours. Like, just literally, if you sat and hold the stick, he will just chew like this for hours. When I was doing my filming for my MIG Grow Off bag, and I was just kind of doing B-roll of the fairy garden and everything, he's literally laying on the floor, and this is the sound effect. This is why there's music through the whole video, because this is what you would have heard. Otherwise, it's just him chomping and slobbering on a stick. Almond biscotti. Oh, that sounds amazing. I love anything almond flavored. My ancestry is Norwegian, so I'm a huge fan of all things almond paste, almond everything. There's a Swedish bakery in downtown. No, it's Danish bakery. Sorry, Danish bakery in downtown Toronto area, and they have these amazing like almond desserts, almond croissants, and all kinds of stuff. So I used to make almond puff. My mom has a recipe for almond puff. It's really, really good. I should make that again. It's delicious. Lots of sugar, but it's delicious. You would love a pug. Pugs are the best. Honestly, they are amazing little dogs, and they're so good with people and babies and kids. So if you plan on, having a dog that's around a lot of babies and kids, pugs are amazing. Pugs are amazing. Like Gizmo, I never worried about him. This guy, yeah, at this point, yeah, he's still in maniac stage. But Gizmo, like, he was probably about 4 or 5 years old, and he was used to being around Sydney, and I knew I'd wanted kids when we had him, so I socialized him with the neighbors' kids ever since he was a puppy. So he was used to being around kids and being gentle with them. But like, she came over, she had her baby, he was like not even a week old, and she just laid him on the floor on a blanket, and Gizmo just laid down right next to him, like she wasn't worried at all, because she'd seen how, I keep an eye on him and stuff, but he loved babies. He loved licking their toes and sniffing their diapers. We always knew when Sydney needed a diaper change, because he'd be right in there sniffing it out. Need a bigger dog. I do not need a bigger dog, because I am in a townhouse with a small yard. If I was going to get a big dog, it would probably be a boxer. I love boxers, but those are really high maintenance. We got 2 cats. Very nice. Cats are nice. My husband's allergic to cats, so cats are out of the picture. Pugs are kind of like the cats of the dog world. They sit up on the back of the couch and knock things off the table. Yeah. Welcome in, David Gray. How are you? Nice to see you this morning. Do you have a dog? He will get a bit bigger. Right now he's at about 10 or 11 pounds, and he'll probably get around 20 pounds. So he's probably not going to get that much like taller. He'll just probably start to bulk up quite a bit. He's grown so much since we got him, though. Like, he's outgrown 2 of the sweaters. I can still squeeze him into the 3rd sweater that I made him, but it's getting pretty snug on him. He outgrew the booties that I made him. Like, he's growing really fast. But pugs, they're usually around 25 pounds, something like that. 18 to 25 pounds. It depends on the breed. He seems to have some longer legs. His dad had kind of long legs, but I don't really mind that. It's not as breed proper or whatever, but it seems to me like it'll be easier on his joints and stuff. You won't have to worry about all of that. Just got up. I have a 95-pound dog. That's so annoying, but I still love them. Yes, cats can be annoying with the seedlings. At least he can't get up in the seedling area, right? I planted 52 Petunia seeds and only half came up. I got the seeds from TSC. Oh my gosh, that's too bad, Mennonite. Let me know. I'll send you some, because if you saw my tray, it's upstairs already. If you saw the tray, I had like 130% germination. I swear to God, there's no way I could have planted that many seeds, but apparently I did. So, is this really good? This is yummy. So these are the only rawhide chews he's allowed to have anymore, because they're enormous. They're really big. You can see this. They're really big. And when they get like towards halfway, we throw them out, because he swallowed an entire 4-inch rawhide, like the skinnier ones. He swallowed the entire thing. He'd been chewing on it for about 5 minutes, and it straight down. You could see it widthwise sticking out of each side in his stomach. And we took him to the vet. They did an x-ray, and they said, well, keep an eye on him and see how much. And oh my goodness. Do you want me to send you? I can send you some. Like, I still have a ton of seeds left. If it's not too late for you to start them, I have no problem. I can send you some, especially the purple wave petunias. They are going bonkos, and the Tickle pink as well. So send me an email, Leanne, and I'll send you some if you want. You can wait to start them next year if you think it's too late, or you can start some of them now. But like, I had excellent germination on those. Keep in mind though, petunias need light to germinate. So if you had them where it was dark, or you covered them at all, they do need light to germinate. So keep that in mind when you're starting them. Yeah, $5. I know. I paid $5 for 10 of the climbing petunias. It's crazy. My Belle is 60 pounds, almost too much for me to handle. She has knocked me down several times. Oh, no. This guy's knocked me down. But usually if I'm like kind of like squatting down or trying to do yoga or whatever, he attacks me. They are under the girl. Like, all right. Because pansies are the opposite. Pansies need like pitch black to germinate. So those I usually like actually put them like in a black garbage bag, so that they don't have any light coming through. And it's funny, because I always thought most plants like it dark, but this year the majority of the flowers that I grew need light to germinate, especially the cool flowers. So a lot of things that are like self-seeding or perennials and stuff, they actually need light to germinate. Dex, you flash everybody. So yeah, of all the stuff that I seeded upstairs, the cool flowers, like I think it was the calendula was the only one that likes it dark. So the straw flowers, snapdragons, lobelia, dill. What else did I sell? Rebecca. Past April. So not the calendula, but yeah. And then like the lobelia, petunias, even some of like the herbs and stuff. They all need light to germinate. You would love purple wave petunias. Yes. Yeah, they're really pretty. And yeah, if you, I should show. I should link it down below in the description. My video from last year of all the petunias out in the greenhouse. So we set up the small greenhouse last year, and every day, I think it was in April, I would start going out there and I'm looking. They're getting big, and I'd see buds, and I just kept waiting and waiting, waiting for the day that they would actually start blooming. And then they started blooming, and then it was just absolutely beautiful every time I go in there. I'm actually going to take this sitting on my yoga, my meditation pillow that I made. It's very heavy. I put corn in it to make it stable. But here, can I shoot? Yeah. There you go. So yeah, it was just always exciting. Have you germinated stevia or ground cherry seeds? Okay. Ground cherry I grew a few years ago, and I had no problems germinating them. And then I haven't grown them, and I've actually self-seeded last year out in the garden. Stevia I grew 2 years ago, bought the seeds, started them, had no problem. And then last year I discovered that they're hard to start, and they didn't start. So last year I could not get the stevia to germinate, and this year the stevia is not germinating either. I could not get the stevia or my cilantro. Like sometimes you'll have stuff that's hard to germinate, and like it's just, you'll get a few, it's just not great rate. But yeah, nothing on the cilantro or the stevia. So I think the cilantro, I think I might try the bagging method with them. So yeah, I might just have to buy a stevia plant if I can find one this year. They're really easy to propagate. Like if you can just get one growing, or you buy one, you just cut the stems, you cut the branches off and stick it in the soil, and they propagate so easy. That's what I did with the first one that I grew. Especially with petunias, yeah, they're beautiful. I'm excited. Proven Winners has a new Vista petunia out this year called Jazzberry, and it is beautiful. The color, it's like hot pink purple. David Gray, where is your garden area? I thought you said you live in an apartment. No, I don't live in an apartment. That was Tuber Chat. I live in a townhouse, so I do have a garden in the back. It's just very small. Unicorn Lady is doing the baggy method, and no luck. Yeah, I've heard ground cherry seeds are hard to germinate. I never had a problem with them, and so I don't know. I just did them like I did with my tomatoes. And my seeds are really old. They're from like, I think it's like 2016, but I haven't started any in the last couple of years. I love them, and my previous dog Gizmo loved them, but my husband didn't care for them, and my daughter hated them. So I was just like, I didn't bother growing them last year, and then I had two that self-seeded in the garden, so that worked out. Yeah, no, I'm in a townhouse in the city, and I have a long, skinny, narrow yard with a hill in the back. So it makes it challenging. Last year, I grew a lot of stuff in containers and pots. I had 51 containers in the backyard. I had 3 in the front, and then the rest are all in the backyard. And this year, I bought some of those stacking containers from the dollar store. So I will probably be doing some of my shade plants in the front to give me a bit of height in the flower bed in the front yard. And then my friend was moving out of province, and she had a couple of those garden towers. It's like an indoor. It's not hydroponic; it's aeroponic growing containers, and so it's stackable, and it has like I think 3 or 4 slots for plants on each level. So I just grabbed a bunch of the pots from her. I'm not going to be doing the aqua pot part of it because she didn't really have all of the pieces anymore. So I'm just going to be lining them with landscape fabric and filling them with soil, and I'm going to be using them like a green stock in the backyard. So I'll be doing that with a lot of my greens. I would like to be able to get it to rotate, so I'm going to try and see if I can't find a way to make kind of a lazy Susan type thing to put underneath of it to kind of rotate it, or else I'll just put like my greens at the back that don't mind, not getting as much light, and then put stuff in the front. So I'm not exactly sure. I don't even know how many I grabbed because she was moving and she had them out at the curb and she's like, "You want some? Come get them." So I went and got them and I threw them in the back of the truck, and we'll have to see. Yeah, I had to look up what a townhouse is. Basically, a house in a town. Sorry to be like a sixplex. I'm not sure where you're at, David. What you would call it here? Yeah, it's like 6 houses that are all pushed together into a section. I don't know where you're at. Like growing up, we wouldn't have called this a townhouse. We would have called this a sixplex. Oh no, we're not going to jump up there with the big pot of dirt. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. Yeah, like a row home. Yeah. So it's like 6 houses that are all connected, and so then you have like these narrow backyards. I think the backyard is about 17 feet wide. I think that's the width of the backyard. I'm not sure. I live in the country. Nice. Yeah, I live near the country. We're right on the edge of town. Behind us, it used to be all fields. Just on the other side, it was all farmland and fields. And it's just over the past 10 years or so, really, really grown up. So, yeah. Really. Yeah, if you watch like my garden tour video, you'll see how the backyard is. I haven't done very many tour videos yet this year because it's still frozen. Well, it's a muddy mess now. Hopefully we'll start to see some stuff coming up and everything soon. My tulips are just starting to pop up in the front yard, and they're just peeking through, so nothing really to see there yet. So hopefully I'll be able to do a garden tour video in the next couple of weeks, and it'll be more anticipation. This is what's coming. This is what it's going to look like. I planted in the fall. I planted a bunch of some more daffodils and the red, kind of like the red allium. Can't remember what they're called. But I got the bulbs at the dollar store, and we popped them in. And the year before, I planted a bag of 60 tulips, I think, from Costco in my little front bed. So hopefully with that, and then the bigger allium, and then the new daffodils, it'll really fill in nicely. In the house my parents built in 1957. Oh, that's so nice. That's really nice to have that history. Don't jump on me, please. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, you're trying to look all cute and innocent up there. We all know what you're thinking, naughty boy. Well, thank you, Mennonite Leanne. See you later. Future Happy Meals. So I'm going to check out. I appreciate all you coming in and keeping me company while I did this kind of annoying and tedious task. And Dexter. And I appreciate everyone that came in. And I will drop a link. What was I going to drop a link for? I was going to show you something. I can't remember what it was. Oh, my petunias from last year. So I'll drop that down. And maybe I'll put it, share it out on the community tab as well. Oh, no. Please don't eat the dirt. Please don't eat the dirt. And you want to say goodbye? We say bye, everybody? Fist bump. We did a good job today? Yeah. Nice job. Nice job. Thank you. Thank you for not destroying everything. And thank you so much, everyone, for coming in. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, and don't forget, I'm dropping my new video tomorrow for the winter sowing containers. And if you haven't seen my MIG Grow Off final bucket, go check it out. I had a lot of fun with that, and I made it into a fairy garden. So that was fun. So thanks again. Bye, everybody.